Hello and welcome to NMBR141 Assessment 1. Today I'm going to be talking about the development of Greek mathematics and their numeral system. Within the ancient Greek era, the various states that made up Greece used a numeral system known as the Attic numeral system that is recorded as early as 700 BC, and that system's to the right, but we're going to talk about that a little later. Its initial development was caused from the adoption of many mathematical ideas from other empires, such as the Egyptians and the Babylonians, and you can sort of see that when you look at 1, 2, 3, and 4 for both the ancient Greek numerals, Egyptian numerals, and the Babylonian numerals. They are all sort of additions of their 1, 2, 3, 4s of the symbol used there. The system is also very similar to the Roman numeral system, mainly due to it being the basis for which the Romans actually based their numeral system upon. This development further continued in their numeral system as Greece expanded its empire and its useful influence throughout the known world. This included implementing useful elements of mathematics from the societies that they had conquered. In order to gain an understanding for ancient numerals, obviously we're going to need to understand what each symbol's value is. So to the right are all the symbols used for the factors of 5 and 10. So penta is 5, dec is 10, etc., and 1, 2, 3, and 4 are below that. These symbols actually directly correlate with a alphabetic counterpart. So deca corresponds with delta, hecaton corresponds with eta, and the symbol for eta. I think the only exception to this would be penta, being that the alphabet changed during the years across time. So this is hence why the ancient Greek numeral system is known as an acrophonic numeral system. Acrophonic meaning that each letter is a representation of the first letter of their number names. So for example, this would be like calling 1 or making 1 represent O, or O represent 1, and 2 being represented by a T. In order to obtain numbers in between these values, then the ancient Greeks would simply just add the two symbols together in order to get the total value. So the the symbol with the highest value would always go to the furthest left. This is so that the highest values can be added together first in order to provide the most efficient use of symbols. This therefore gives an understanding to the way in which numbers 1 and 10 are structured within the use of ancient Greek numerals. So once you get to 6, it's simply 5, the symbol for 5 and 1 added together. And you can see that throughout the entire numeral system there to the right. However, it was only 600 years after the development of the Attic numeral system that came another numeral system which surpassed it. This system was known as the Ionic numeral system. This occurred within the Roman Greek era when the rise of the Roman Empire caused their influence to spread widely into the Greek city-states. This system replaces the old one by allowing each lowercase letter to represent a whole number. For example, A, or alpha, represents 1, and K represents 20, and you can see that to the right. Each lowercase letter would have an apostrophe-like symbol to the right of it to indicate that it was being used as a reference for a number instead of a letter, just so that it was not confusing for anyone reading. In a similar way to the Hindu-Arabic numeral system, in order to gain numbers between letters that have a value higher than 10, such as the ones below, then one would add 2 letters together that would equal the sum. For example, 10 plus 3 equals 13, so if we go back a little bit, iota plus gamma, or 10 plus 3, would equal 13, or IY, or iota gamma. This system worked perfectly fine until, however, numbers greater than 999 needed to be achieved, in which case the Greeks come up with a very simple solution for this when they needed to achieve numbers higher than that. And so they would put like an apostrophe-like symbol or an iota symbol to the left of it, to the left of the base 9 numbers, to indicate that it's 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, etc., etc. Yet another issue has arisen though. You can't achieve numbers higher than 9,999. So how did the Greeks surpass this? How did they get past this? Well, it's simple. They actually went back to the roots of their ancient numeral system. They based any numbers larger than 9,999 on the ancient numeral symbol for 10,000, the myriad, or M. Any symbol up to 9,999 that contained the symbol M underneath it simply meant that it was multiplied by 10,000, therefore meaning that the symbols below are represented by the following equation. 2 times 10,000 equals 20,000, or b times m, as you can see, equals the b on top of the m, which was essentially 20,000. And it's the same for the case of 1,230,000. They just simply multiplied 123 by 10,000. This didn't always occur for numbers larger than 9,999. However, sometimes a combination of letters were too large to fit above the m, so instead they were placed to the left of the m. With this understanding of the number development with Greek societies comes the ability to understand and write any practical number. So thank you for watching. These are the image references, so the references to the images that I used, and my academic references.